If you're getting ghosted after sales calls, it's not because your prices are too high. It's because you spend the whole call talking about the video and you sound like every other videographer that they've talked to. So in this video, I'll show you the 4-question script that makes you the only videographer that they want to hire, the one that I've used to close projects from $900 right through to $10,000. Now, before asking the questions, there's one mistake most videographers make in the first 60 seconds, and if you make it, the questions won't work and you lose the sale. It's what I called being the pharmacist versus the doctor. The pharmacist is someone who takes the order. So the client asks for a type of video and you basically go straight into giving them what they asked for. But the problem is, the moment they think you're too expensive, they can easily go to another pharmacist across the street for the same thing. That's why clients leave and you don't hear from them again. So instead, you take the doctor role. The doctor doesn't hand you what you want straight away. He asks questions first to understand what's actually going on. And by the end, you rarely shop around for a cheaper price, you just do what he says. So that's why it's important to take the doctor role from the very beginning. All you need to say is this. Before we jump into the video, is it okay if I ask you a few quick questions so I can understand the best way I can help? They'll then say yes. And with that one sentence, you're no longer taking orders, you're leading the call. And the 4 questions can now work the way that they're supposed to. So question 1 is simple. You ask them, what's the reason behind you wanting to make this video?
This is a soft opener, so you're just getting them talking, which sets up the questions coming next.
But how you handle their answer is a hidden test, and most videographers fail at it instantly because the client will almost always give you a vague, surface level reason. They'll say something like, we just need a new website video, or we just want to showcase our projects. And right there, it's tempting to start asking about the video. But the moment you do, you're right back to being a pharmacist filling an order because the conversation goes straight back to talking about the video. Instead, don't pitch. Just say got it and move on, because that vague reason is only the surface. Their real reason for wanting the video is sitting underneath it. So question 2 is where you reveal that real reason, and it completely changes what they're willing to pay you. You ask them, got it, and what's going on in the business that made you want to do this video right now? Now, this can feel a little bit uncomfortable to ask because it feels like you're prying into their business, but watch what it does to the conversation.
Think of it like an iceberg. When they first said, I want a website video, they only showed you the tip. It's small, so it doesn't feel worth much money. But that question pulls the conversation down to the huge part under the water where the real reasons live. And down there, they start saying things like, our competitors are growing faster than us. We're not getting enough leads. We're struggling to hire.
And that's the shift. It's no longer about a small video, it's about a business problem. And solving a business problem is always more valuable to a client than just making a video. So now the real problem is on the table, but here's the catch. Knowing about a problem and actually feeling the need to fix it are 2 different things. And right now, they don't feel it yet. Imagine you go to a doctor about a sore back. You've learned to live with it, and he asks you to talk him through it. And as you do, you hear yourself say how badly you've been sleeping, how you've stopped training, how it's getting in the way of work, and you realize that it's affecting you way more than you first thought. And suddenly you now want it sorted. So here you ask the client the same kind of question. Can you tell me a bit more about that so I can have the full context? That gets them talking, and the more they talk, the more the real weight of the problem comes out. They'll start to tell you things about what they've already tried, how long it's been going on, what it's costing them, what happens if it doesn't get fixed. Your only job here is to listen and make it clear that you understand them. And you can ask any extra follow-up questions here as well, because the more the client talks, the more they sell themselves on how badly they need to fix this problem. So at this point, the client is deep in the problem, but nobody hands over money just to sit in a problem. They pay for the result on the other side. And that's where question 4 comes in. You ask them, are there any business results you want this video to help generate? And this is the question that terrifies most videographers, because they think that if I promise business results and don't deliver, then the client will get mad and they won't want to work with me again. So they avoid it altogether. But that fear is backwards, because asking about the result is not the same as guaranteeing the result. Take it from my experience. I had a client where a video completely flopped. We agreed the video was meant to bring them in more leads, and it just didn't. But here's why I didn't lose him as a client. He'd signed off the script, he loved the final video, and he'd been a part of the process the whole way through. So when it didn't work, he didn't freak out or go and hire someone else, because he knew that we were aligned on the same goal from the start. He trusted us, so he just said, okay, that angle didn't work, what's the plan? I came back to him with a new direction and we ran that one instead, and that one ended up working. If I'd never asked him what result he actually wanted in the first place, that's when you get quietly written off, because you don't even know what they were hoping the video would do. So that's the real power of this question. You're not guaranteeing results, you're showing them you're thinking like a partner, not just someone who makes videos. Now, after you ask these 4 questions, you can recommend the videos that will actually solve their problem. And when you give the price, they're far less likely to ghost, because they're now comparing your price to the size of that problem, not just a video. But if you're still in feast or famine, where some months are busy with work and others are completely quiet, the problem isn't usually what happens on the call, it's that you don't have enough calls to begin with. That's why in the next video, I break down the 3 business mistakes that stop videographers from pushing past 5K a month, so watch this one next.